I'm going to introduce my first act tonight, so ladies and gentlemen, will you put your hands together and make a warm welcome to the wonderful Mensah!
Thank you very much. That was a strong clap. Very strong clap. Powerful stuff. It was my birthday recently, which is great. I tried to be optimistic this time, because normally, the older you get, the more bored you get of birthdays. But this time I thought it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to wake up. The sun's going to be shining. Rainbows. Birds are going to be singing, spelling my name out and shit on my neighbour's car. It's going to be brilliant. Obviously, that didn't happen. I got up and spent my day on Facebook, in my boxes, liking birthday messages on my timeline. Like it was admin work. I set time away for a lunch break as well. By the time I got to the last one, it said something like, "Oh, sorry I missed it, but happy birthday." I commented, "Don't worry, Mike, I missed it too." That's basically it. Someone asked me what I got, I said carpal tunnel. But I did turn 20, and 20 is a good age. 20 is a solid age. Can I get a sound if you're 20? Yeah, see, most of us are 20. And I decided 20 is a good time to start a quarter-life crisis, if you haven't already. If you haven't, you should start sorting your life out and not sort your life out. Quarter-life crisis is great. You get to ask yourself crazy questions about who you are. I thought to myself, who am I? Who is anyone? Who is the Stig? But then I upped the ante, because talking to yourself gets boring. I started talking to my food. I don't recommend it. It's a 50-50 toss-up. You grab a sandwich and you just look it in the eye and you say, "Subway melt. What does my future hold?" My mother always said to look to the skies. It's very vague, Subway melt. Vague is a popular magazine. Now you're just giving me false facts. That's good. I've had enough of you. Cookie, weigh in on this guy. 9 times out of 10, I shit chocolate chips. Cookie, that doesn't answer my question. The other 1 out of 10 times is poo. At this point, I make a habit of turning to the drink if the carbon-based food sources don't help you out. I say, "Coke, what does the future hold?" "Well, Nana, to know about the future, you must look at the present." Deep! Very deep, Coke. "Well, I am refillable." I gave away my tray of idiots. And that long conversation with the Coke ended with one conclusion. I came to the conclusion that I, as a person, am very unqualified for the outside world. Most of you probably look out the window and you see opportunity, I see failure. Every step. And it gets worse. It wears on your psyche, shall we say. I think I've got as many transferable skills as a horny man has horns. Which is none, because that's not what horny means. In case anyone was wondering. I have had jobs though, having said all this. My first job was at McDonald's, and give a cheer if you like McDonald's. I'm looking out for you people. You don't so much work at McDonald's as you do survive it. That's how I put it. At a Christmas party, it looks like a war vets reunion. We're just looking at each other saying, "You weren't there." I was. I always remember the time that me and my friend Jimmy clocked out at the same time. It was just before 3 o'clock, which is when the school kids get in, and you don't want to be there. It's the best way to put it. I clock out, cheery as can be, because I'm going home in this hellhole. Turn around, Jimmy stood by the keypad, stroking it. He gives it a quick stroke and just walks away from it. Jimmy, let's go! Let's go, Jimmy! Go on without me. I'm staying behind. Tell my family I love them, but I won't be home for dinner. I'm saving up for a plow. I never saw him again. Never saw him again. My second job was in pizza delivery, which is brilliant. You're basically a postman of joy. Everyone loves pizza. Before I started the job, I never actually tipped delivery people because I didn't know that was a thing at first, but I still don't. The reason is that I know what we spend the tips on. A nasty, nasty addiction to Netflix. It's as simple as this. If you don't get your tips, you don't watch your flicks. My favorite thing about Netflix is the fact that I use it for everything. I use it to describe anything I'm doing, especially money. In the case of tips, does anyone have a Netflix subscription, by the way? Yeah. Can I ask you, sir, if I said to you there is a Netflix exchange rate, pound sterling to one Netflix, do you know what it is? Does anyone?
£6.
£6, thank you very much. Your prize is round this board. When this is done, you can go collect it. That's right, £6. It's very simple. It's very simple. So why every time I go to the bank to describe this to the cashier, I find myself, I'm teaching a GCSE maths lesson basically. She doesn't, I want to deposit 20 Netflix. She looks at me and says, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I pull up the spreadsheet and the chart. I start handing out calculators, and then they throw things at me like logic, saying, sir, you can't take pounds divided by a number and call it a new currency. There are still pounds there. To which I replied, Janine, get outside, you'll see me after class. Everyone remembers the biggest tip they ever got though. This is the most Netflix in one delivery. I thought mine was just this holiday just gone. I was sorely mistaken. See, I pulled up to the drive, and I call it a drive, it was more like an airport runway. They lived on a huge estate. I went past 7 stables, parked my car, and I started walking up the stairs to this mansion. I thought to myself, they're well off. Normal people don't have mansions. I get to the door, wooden oak door, looking for the doorbell, I couldn't find it. Here hangs a lever. I decide it's in my best interest to pull said lever, and a bell starts ringing above my head. A man answers the door. And when I say a man, that is a crude understatement. He was in his towel. He had thighs that looked like they could crush a bowling ball. One stroke. He had wavy, silky hair that looked like it had been sculpted by a light breeze, maybe in the morning while he was riding his horses. He had a 6-pack, obviously. And each pack of his 6-pack had its own 6-pack. In hindsight, it looked like a tumour, a benign one. What I'm trying to get at, it was a beautiful tumour. His chest hair was a forest, and his chin hair was a mown lawn. I was struck to say the least, almost speechless. He turns around to grab the money from the table, and I look down the corridor, appalled, nonetheless. There were females frolicking, and I say females, there were probably mermaids at this point. There were probably mermaids. It was a call of Netflix, let's be honest. Some people might say money, but we'll get into that later. He turns back around and looks at me, and I proceed to hand him the pizza. I don't know why I did this, I will call it instinct, but he grabs the other side of the box, and I grabbed his hands. They were soft. At this point, I don't know what to do with myself. See, ladies and gentlemen, I come from a minor town, from a moderate family of modest wealth. I had never been round such a beautiful man or estate in my life. I forgot myself in that moment. I wanted to be part of this world. What I wanted to say to him was very simple, just very simple. Adopt me! Adopt me, be my Madonna! I will clean your stables, I will mow your lawn, I will rub your chest with oil. Whatever you want, sir. Take me in. I want tumor abs. I want wavy hair. I want bowling ball thigh crushing thighs. I want to frolic, sir, but I couldn't say any of this because I froze. I froze at that moment. I'm still holding his hands. He's now backing away slowly. I'm not letting him go. And I think to myself, I have to say something. I have to say something to ease the situation. what I actually said was father. Nothing. Nothing. He handed me the money, laughed to himself for some reason. I think he might have been a little bit struck by me. Laughed to himself and walked away. I walked back to my car, almost sobbing, because I missed out on a huge opportunity to be a manservant. I looked at my change, and the bastard only gave me one net flip. I've been Nolan, Mensah, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for my next act?
Yeah!
You should be. Right, I'd like to build up the applause once more. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage. Fantastic. Tom Clements. Hello. I will be talking to you, but I won't be sitting in the same place as you. I like to keep a distance. I mean, you know, I don't dislike you, but anywho, hands up. I'm here to talk about your dreams, right? What dreams do you find strange? What dreams have you had recently? Just hands up. Hands up if you dream. Okay, good. We'll be going back to you later. Firstly, well done. You appear to have some basic subconscious, which is always a good starting point. Right, hands up again. Hands up again. You, sir. Tell me about your dream.
I dreamt I was Spider-Man.
You dreamt you were Spider-Man. So are you like fully fledged Spider-Man, or was just Spider-Man like not really getting on in life? Yeah, you fell off a few buildings, couldn't fill in your tax return. I mean, Spider-Man's self-employed, isn't he?
Yes.
Right, but he wouldn't have any overheads, would he?
No.
Because it's not expensive being Spider-Man, is it?
Well, he has to pay for his webbing.
Yeah, but he makes it himself.
Yeah, but he has to get the material.
Well, yeah, but that can't be that. Anyway. God. Superheroes, eh? Hands up again. Yes, you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, you.
Alright,
It is the purpose of the gesture.
cheers.
Thank you.
I dreamt I was like leading escape from a prisoner of war camp.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? It was metal.
Good. Hands up again. Hands up. Yes, you, sir, right at the back.
I had a bit of a nightmare that I was being chased through this forest by a random guy.
I see. Would you care to describe this guy?
It's hard to say, I can never remember my dreams properly.
Right. So, was he like a normal man? Did he fit within the basic parameters of what you think a man is? Like, did he have one head?
He had all the right amount of limbs.
Right. Did he have one head? We'll get on to limbs. Limbs are for later.
Yeah, just one head.
So, right. Was he fully clothed? Because it might have been a homoerotic fantasy.
I very much doubt that. He was fully clothed.
Good. I'm going to be honest with you. I really hate it when people tell me about my dreams. Their dreams. I mean, if people tell me about my dreams, that would be ever so slightly strange. But anyway, enough of this Cartesian dualism. But no, because their dreams are always more interesting than mine. You know, chased by a man in a forest, that's exciting, that's dynamic. You, sir, you as Spider-Man, you may as well be some kind of god. And for all I know, you are. You're not, are you? But no, one recurring dream I have is I'm in this kind of ethereal waiting room. Everything's white, and I walk in, and there's another version of myself sitting there. And I walk in, and I just say, sorry mate, am I dreaming? Yeah, you are. Right, so how long is this going to last? Dunno, mate. And then, there are some magazines on the table in front of me, some of which I subscribe to. There's The Economist, there's History Today, and I always pick up Men's Health. I don't subscribe to Men's Health, and I've never read it, but no. You know, I'd love to read The Economist for half an hour in my sleep. As far as I'm concerned, that would be time well spent. But no! I need to delve into half an hour of very uncomfortable homoerotic reading. It's not good. And then we just sit there. My subconscious has placed me in a socially awkward situation with myself. And the thing is that people have different theories of dreams. In the past, for a long time, people thought it was just the brain getting rid of shit that didn't work. Now hang on, that's a very empty dream there. So this got me thinking, do the little men that run my brain, because that's how it works, they've obviously had to establish some kind of government. So am I governed by a conservative administration in my head? Are they not putting so much money into the subconscious? Well, yeah, so we feel that there's only need for one consciousness. We only had one consciousness when I was a boy, and it never did me any harm. Yes, Prime Minister of the Brain, Johnny Neuron from the Synapse Times. How are you really qualified to comment, since you yourself are a fragment of a man's imagination? Well, you'll have to ask me that question. And I don't know. But another theory is that they kind of represent what we're actually thinking in a very kind of abstract and kind of a pictorial way. I don't know what that could possibly mean. So I think the little men that run my brain, because that's how it works, I reckon they're just fucking with me, right? Right, Alan, hey Johnny, these are the two guys, right, bear with me, that still work in the subconscious department, because they've cut all the funding, they've spent all the money on the feet, or whatever. Whichever's my best feature, really. Don't talk about yourself. But no, like, because, you know, these savings have to be made somewhere. We're all in it together. Well, they're all in me together, but, you know, let's not worry about that. So, hi, Johnny. Hi, Alan. Tell you what, let's just fuck with this guy. Why? I'll tell you, I have a dream where it's just him and himself in a waiting room, and you know, like then, you know, he'll pick up men's health and feel really uncomfortable with that because he's subscribed to other magazines. And sorry, I get it, but why would you want to do this? Do you know what it's like living in a toe? It's fucking dark most of the year. Actually, yeah, my sister lives in the toe. What's it like? I'll tell you. After 8, you don't feel safe to walk the streets at night. It's freezing. If I want to visit my brother in the ankle, then I don't feel safe. Yeah, I'd love to live in an eye. Imagine the view. Yeah. I mean, you know, since they've heard the prices, well, it's mad, isn't it? I'd like to live near the heart, because then you're well connected. Yeah, I suppose so. So anyway, do you want to fuck with this guy? Yeah, let's get this fucker. Anyway, enough of the socio-economic conditions of Tom. I'm going to talk a bit more about little men who think they run the world. Donald Trump. Now, he's kind of comedically well-trodden ground. That's why his hair is so thin on the top. And so I've got, but one of the best ways to kind of get a really incisive look at his personality is to look at some of his tweets. So these are all taken from Donald Trump's Twitter feed, or as I like to call them, some of Donald's Trumps. I hope to God we never find life on another planet, because the US will start sending them money. Number of assumptions there. Firstly, generosity's bad. Yeah, absolutely. And firstly, if we discover another world that doesn't know anything about the US, they will instantly think that they're better. President Obama just fired the Obamacare website designer. What I want to know is why he was hired in the first place. Well, Donald, mainly to build the website. A website needed building, and so they hired a website designer. The fact that he was shit is irrelevant. If I want to get loads of kangaroos removed from my loft space, and I will not question the fact that this needs doing, and I will still call pest control. It's actually very hard to find someone. And this is clearly something which has absorbed a lot of Donald Trump's time. This is a long-form tweet. In about 3.5 years, the US put 6.5 million men in uniform, created a powerhouse of industry, mobilised armies across the world, marched across the Pacific, and Europe, and eventually defeated Japan and Germany, as well as invading much of Africa and Asia. It is worth noting that in the same amount of time, Obama hasn't built a website. They're not comparable! Right? If you asked Roosevelt to build a website, he would fucking shit himself. He had no conception of what it actually was. Furthermore, this is a man. This man represented by these notes on the floor. This man has presidential ambitions. What kind of foreign policy is he advocating? President Trump, how are you going to correspond to claims that Chancellor Merkel's phone was tapped? Well, I've thought long and hard about this, and I'm going to bomb Dresden. Right, are you not sure that's been done before? Not to my knowledge. Really? Because I think it might have. No, as you can see, I've got the entire history of the Second World War in a fucking tweet! That's the current affairs segment of the evening over. And then the rest of it is just kind of presumably unwanted advice to entrepreneurs. Achievers always move forward. Right, I'm off to the bank, got my business plan here. You know, I hope the bank really take this up. They're really gonna love my plan. Oh no, I've dropped it. I'll just turn around. Stop! Donald Trump, what are you doing here? You can't pick that up. Why, but it's just behind me. If I don't pick it up, I'll fail. No, achievers, as you know, always move forward. No, I just need to get the notes. Shut up! The path to success is a completely straight one. And then we have this. Think positively. Zap negativity immediately. Think of Think of the solution and never the problem. There is a certain causal relationship between a problem and its solution. You need a certain amount of empirical data on the problem to have any hope of possibly conceiving a solution. Yes, so Donald, what we've done is we've got a trumpet. Is that the solution? Well, you know, I'd love to tell you. Okay. I'm going to let that slide. Okay. We've got a car made of jelly. Is that the solution? Well, you know, I'd really love to tell you. Okay. I'm going to let that slide. We've got a blender that runs on hope. Is that the solution? Well, you know, I'd really love to tell you. Are you taking the piss? We have spent 4 years looking for the solution, which you refuse to tell us the problem we're trying to solve. We have spent 4.5 billion on the solution to the problem. I am amazed that the Trump organization is still functioning. Well, you know, you're gonna kill yourself when I tell you this, but I left it on that table behind me 4 years ago, and I just can't. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you taking the piss? You have created a set of business precepts which you know are shit, but which you can't not obey. Well, I know, it's really a stinker. Jesus Christ! Hang on. And then he has an epiphany. Hang on. Donald is the solution to the problem. Donald, do you want a competent website designer? Yes, I do! Thank you very much, I've been Tom Clements.
Lancaster University Comedy Institute Improv session, Ed Colley. Hello, hello, hello. Right, we're doing improv for the first time. Excellent. Right, for those of you who don't know improv, what we're going to do is we're going to make scenes out of your suggestions. They're going to be fun, they're going to be weird, and we're going to make them funny. So that's what we're going to do. But it is, we're going to need your suggestions to make it. So to get us in the spirit, what I want you to do is I want you to shout out your name. If you don't know your name, you can shout out mine. It's Ed. 1, 2, 3. Alright, cool. What I want you to do next is I want to shout out the name of your the person you love the most in the world. If you don't have a person you love the most in the world, you can shout out my name. It's Ed. Alright, now I want you to shout out the name of your favourite celebrity. If you don't have a favourite celebrity, right. Sweet. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the mic over here. Right, and what I want to do is I want to move on to our first game called ABC. So can we have Dave and Tom to the stage for a round of applause? Dave and Tom are going to do a scene, but the first letter of the first word of each sentence they say has to have the next letter of the alphabet. So for example...
All about you, Tom! But hang on. Couldn't there be another way?
Doubt it. Right. So, for this, can I have an occupation for these two?
Builders.
I like builders. Okay. And can I have a random letter of the alphabet?
G.
G. Alright. Builders G, take it away.
God damn it, Steve. I was told to stop making buildings out of clay.
How do we even do this? Because it melts almost instantly. It's a terrible substance to make a building out of.
I don't know. The fact that you just keep throwing it at people and screaming, "You're a house now," doesn't really help it.
Jerry did that the other day, and people were just screaming at him as he was screaming at them. It was a nightmare. How is Jerry? Because I think Jerry might need some help.
Know this. Jerry is currently in a... he went down the well again.
Laura must be heartbroken. I mean, she does so much for him, and all Jerry ever does is just take, whether it be beans or cash, which is not his own.
Maybe he just does it for the attention, like that time that he dressed up as the Eiffel Tower and just started screaming French phrases.
Not likely. He's very scared of buildings. To be honest, I'm amazed he ever got into the building trade.
Oh my god, do you think he's just doing some kind of sick thrill? Quite the astute observation I just made. I feel buildings wasted on me. I could have become a detective.
Riley's a detective. He's called Detective Riley. Because he's a detective. And he has a lovely time. I mean, the night's out, then there's the crime, but that's a minor part of the job from what I understand.
Stop going on about Riley. This is all you talk about. Riley this, Riley that. It's that and the clay. It's all you do. To be honest, Tom,
Understandably, I did just forget the alphabet.
very many of your problems are caused by this thing.
Why, oh why, can I never remember the alphabet? I always forget it at such inopportune moments.
Xenophobia is being caused by it.
Youth of today. They just don't know enough about xenophobia.
Zealots. If I knew what that word meant, I'd describe it further.
Adam's a zealot, and he's xenophobic.
Yeah, but he's horrible. He's really mean to me.
Could be worse. He could be a murderer.
Oh, don't get me started on murderers. You know Barry down the street? And he went and murdered his wife.
Every time! He gets married, he murders them.
Yeah, for God's sake, it's all he ever does. I don't know why the police haven't caught him. Who's Duncan? Oh, that's us, Duncan.
Good. Right, can I have Will and myself to the stage? We're going to do one more of them, but I want a twist on this one. Can I have a film or a TV style? Like a genre?
Western.
Oh, Western. Oh, I quite like Western. Alright, we're going to do a cowboy ABC. What's our job in the Old West?
Cowboy?
I like it. Alright, can I have a random letter of the alphabet? P. Alright.
Pardon me, stranger. Coming around these parts, what you doing without a cowboy hat? Queer, isn't it? In the archaic sense of the term. I actually went to get it mended the other day at Bill the Cowboy Hat Mender's shop. Rightfully so, in the archaic sense of the term. Thank you for, explaining that to me. I'm a bit confused by your language sometimes. Are you from these parts? Understandably, I've just lost an accent. Violence. That's what I blame it on. There's too much violence in the Wild West. Will Smith, the Wild Wild West, was very tame in comparison. Extremely tame. Yes. Zephyr, the Greek god of the wind, could be summoned to mend my hat, but I had not the means at the time. Have you any alternatives? Always. Athena, am I right? She loved cowboy hats. The Romans would march into battle, all wearing cowboy hats. Bovine, though. Bovine is what we're meant to be herding. We need to get back to the job. Couldn't we branch out our organisation? Destructive, I feel. I feel like this is an industry based on, the simple truths, the, je ne sais quoi. Enough with the French already. To tell you what we need round here, giant mechanical spiders. For the last time, I can't believe you'd ever, suggest this. For one, it's not feasible given our economic situation. I mean, if we were to move to a city, yes, but terrible idea, Ed. Great men were forged in the West. Some on horses, some on mechanical spiders, some on that god you mentioned previously. Halitosis, though, Ed. That's what killed them all. That's what gets them all in the end. Brush your teeth, that's what I say. I apologise. But at the end of the day, can we really ride to the god you speak of? I thought all of us were fans of that other god of the Wild Wild West. Juno! Of course! The Greek god of indie films. Kids are down with the cowboys now. If we get Juno, we can get merchandising rights for Wild West 2. Will Smith got someone pregnant? Let's make lots of money. My, this is going to be an awfully long handshake. No, it's not. Okay. Right, we're going to move on to our next game called Shopping Channels. So, can we have our hosts, Michael and Mateusz, to the stage? Round of applause.
Mateusz and Michael are running a shopping channel. So if you two would like to leave the room for a moment, if you'd like to run out back. Bye, guys! Right. And now can we have our two studio minds, Jack Maidment and James Nolan, to the stage. So they're the hosts of the shopping channel, but here are our lovely studio assistants, and they'll be miming these objects that our two hosts will have to guess. So we're going to have two objects and a bonus round, and whoever wins the bonus round wins the game. So first off, we need an object for James. Can I have a random object that you might find in a kitchen?
Dildo. We all knew it was coming.
Let's get out of the way.
Alright, can we have something other than dildo in the kitchen? I find it only good for kneading bread. A whisk? Okay, but what's interesting about this whisk?
It's on fire.
It's a whisk that's on fire. Okay, that's your object that you have to mine. And for Jack, can I have an object that you might find in a garden?
No.
A gnome? A garden gnome? But what's interesting about this garden gnome?
It's on fire.
Seems to be a recurring theme.
It's on fire, but nobody notices it. What else is interesting about this gnome?
It's naked.
It's a naked gnome, alright? It's a naked gnome, alright? Alright, and can we have, for a bonus object, that's something they'll both have to mine, can I have it, a world monument?
The Eiffel Tower.
The Eiffel Tower, excellent. Right, so, we have, James, would you like to say what your object is?
Mine is an egg whisk that's on fire.
Jack?
Mine is a garden gnome who happens to be naked.
And your bonus object is?
The Eiffel Tower.
Okay, on 1, 2, 3, I want to shout, come back in, Michael and Mateusz, okay? 1, 2, 3!
Come back in, Michael and Mateusz!
Right, two of you crouch.
Which two?
You and you. Mateusz crouch and James crouch.
Right, and we'll swap every time I clap. Okay, take it away.
Welcome back to the shopping channel. It's 3 in the morning. How's your night going? Anyway, we're selling a very special item today. At first glance, of course, it appears to be a man on his knees making pots. However, at a further look, you might notice that he's still on the ground making pots and admiring them. So, it's some kind of artwork, I suppose, perhaps. Swap over. Welcome to the Soviet shopping channel. We have a man jerking off violently in the corner. Yes, he does know what he does. He is pulling a lever. He's mixing something. He has a spoon. It's hot in here. The spoon is hot. The spoon is as hot as anything. He's still mixing. He's on fire. He's on fire. A flaming shirt. No! And we're back, it's now 4 AM. I hope you're drinking, because I am. We've got this guy who's admiring something in his hands. It's in his hands. It's something in his hands. What's his property, I wonder? He's now clutching his groin. Perhaps this is some kind of sex item. I don't know, I've never had it. But anyway, it's roughly this size, I suppose. And I'm struggling in life in general as well. He really needs to use the bathroom. Ring, 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 ring. Yes, we have a caller. Hello, caller. What are you doing up?
Well, to be honest with you, my wife left me. But anyway, I do like garden statuettes.
Thanks for the no. Anyway, it's a no. Welcome back to our flaming spoon. And that wasn't it. To our dove which is on fire. To our drill which is on fire. To something which is definitely on fire while we're mixing it.
Ring, 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 ring.
We have a comrade calling in. Comrade, talk to me.
Hello, comrade.
Hello, comrade.
I do like the range of utensils on this channel.
It's a whole set of flaming cutlery. Something
wearing bitches on fire. And what can be on fire on the Soviet shopping channel? Hold on!
We've just received word that the other shopping channel is selling Poland, if you're interested. We have a garden gnome for sale, ladies and gentlemen, but not just any garden gnome. This garden gnome has a very special property. It's magic in some way. It's gonna disappear! Look, it was never there in the first place to break the fourth wall. But the property of this garden gnome, of course, you can hold it in your hand, which we've established.
Ring.
We have another caller.
You seem to have dropped a tiny clay jacket.
A tiny clay jacket?
I'd like to return it, please.
Oh, very good. Okay. No, it's ours.
Okay.
So this gnome is wearing a jacket of some kind of special jacket. It's perhaps wearing a magic cloak.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the shop where we have cookie dough on fire, kitchen utensils on fire, person scratching himself on fire, we have everything on fire.
Ring.
Hello comrade, how are you doing?
Hello, comrade. I would like to join you, but unfortunately it's very risky business.
Comrade, I would say we have an egg whisker which is on fire.
This isn't your channel. The garden gnome is still for sale. No one's bought it. It's now 6 a.m. The sun is rising, but not on your lives. Anyway, this garden gnome is a stripper. He likes to point at things. He's a happy man, like Jack, who's doing a great job. Anyway, the gnome is elegant. There's something about it. It's got hair, perhaps special hair, like one of those mannequins that weird kids have.
Ring.
We have another caller.
Do you spell nudist with a G as well? Or? No? Okay.
No, I don't. I'm very literate, but obviously not very smart. So, the gnome. Anyway, it's got some special article of clothing. Please guess.
Yeah, alright. I think that gnome's bloody disgusting.
Offensive.
Outside my house, right, there's a tiny trail.
It's not my fault the gnome flashes you!
Alright, swap over.
Yep.
Welcome back! The other shopping channel was closed after selling a nude exhibitionist gnome. An item for you, it's an Eiffel Tower.
Round of applause for them. Alright, ladies and gentlemen on stage, round of applause for all improvisers there. We are now going to go on to a game called Narrate, which will require Will and Dave to the stage. Round of applause for them. And they will be acting out a film noir scene. But where is this film noir scene set?
Bank.
A bank, alright. A film noir screen bank. Good. Right. Film noir screen in a bank. Right, take it away.
I got to pass it back. Yeah? Who's it addressed to? He knew I was dipped in. Nolan, what's your name? He asked me my name even though he knew he'd been married to me before. I tried to act strong, I tried to pass it off as nothing, but it really hurt me inside. My psychout tactics were working. She was shaking like a leaf. The leaf made of paper. Yep, paper in a bank. See that? Old leaf hand again. I'm alright though. I'm strong. So how much money would you like to take out? 20,000. 20,000? Do you think this is a stick-up? No, I think it's a bank. I'm sorry, I just get used to it. I gotten used to it by now, you know, the many stick-ups that happen.
You know what I need the money for, right?
You tell me.
I couldn't tell her I was planning a round-the-world trip with her mother. I don't know why I'd be going on there with her, with divorce that's previously established. No reason, Tom. Say, do you know any good balloon sites around here?
Balloon sites? Why, of course. There's some on top of the Empire State Building. I established where we were because he often forgot that. He was never good at geography.
She called me out of my geography problem. It's always been to me like that. That's why we broke up in the first place.
He constantly forgot my gender, too. There's a problem in the bedroom. I never complain.
So you're gonna give me the money or not?
Yeah, I'll give you the money. Here, 20 big ones. On the house.
I think I just robbed a bank. Harry got away with it.
It was 20s New York, it was a reflex.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for yours.
Very well.
I'll see you on that balloon, dollface.
Somehow she knew about the balloon. It's almost as if she or he, I kept forgetting, because it was my deepest, darkest thoughts.
He written balloon company on the check.
Well, are you going to come with me or not?
No. I'm gonna stay in this crazy town until it kills me.
Well, goodbye. Always shake a dame's hand. Or a guy.
Right, our next game is called Mary Berry, which has no relation to anything. It requires Michael and myself to the stage. And as you know, improvisers, we like to think that perhaps theatre, one day it could be us. So what we're going to do is for the first 30 seconds, we're going to make this scene very dramatic. But then, at a moment's notice from Will, we'll make the scene incredibly silly. So, I need a situation where two people will be feeling like strong emotions that we can act out. So,
Proposal.
what's that?
A proposal.
Proposal. Oh, I like that. Okay, cool. Proposal, and Will, would you like to get to the mic? Right. Darling, you know I've called you here today. I couldn't bear to live without you. You mean the world to me. You make me complete.
We've talked about this, so you know what my answer is going to be.
But please, think, we could have the world. We could have it all.
Yeah.
You and me. Against the elements. Against the world. Against Godzilla.
Against Godzilla.
That's how we always said we'd make it.
That's how we always said we'd make it.
We'd always ride that giant mechanical robot.
He's dead.
You don't have to hide, honey. We're safe. We've got King Kong on our side now.
We've got King Kong.
We'll always have King Kong.
He lives inside Holland.
And inside here. Say yes.
Oh, I can't. I've been living a lie. I'm Mothra! Okay? I'm Mothra! I know I look like a handsome man. But I'm actually a 20-foot flying moth. I'm sorry.
Well, it appears I have to tell you my dark secret as well. I'm actually a lobster, the size of a cathedral. But don't worry, I inexplicably have a human moral code. Why don't we take down Godzilla together?
We can do it. Alright, you fly me into battle. It's a bit awkward because my legs are quite small. I mean, I know I'm a giant moth, but they're still quite small legs.
Honey, I'm taking it for the ride.
Okay. Well, to break the fourth wall, if you're sure we can stage this. I guess something along these lines will work, my dear.
Alright, I'll come in with the left pincer.
Alright, go!
Oh, thank you for applauding. Right. We're going to move on to a scene called Gibberish Translator, which will require Jack, Mateusz, Tom, and James to the stage. Round of applause. Jack and Mateusz will be acting out a scene, but they'll only be talking in gibberish. But don't worry, they have Tom and they have James to translate for our benefit. Can I have a relationship between these two characters?
Brothers.
Brothers? Okay, cool, they're brothers. Alright, take it away.
So, Mother's Day.
Buca la buca la cabana się umasła, debarega są kazdonie godnia!
I know. She used to touch your beautiful face in a similar manner. It's just not the same. I feel like you're invading my space. Boom! Understand the parameters of the fraternal relationship. Here is a line in the sand. Come across if you want. All right. Don't drink this, is what killed Mother. That's exactly what you want me to think. If I drink this, I'll turn into some kind of wizard. I've had enough of your bullshit, Harry. If I drink this, I will turn into a wizard. I'll show you, you dick. Something about Hermione. Actually, to be honest with you, I don't feel well. I think I might be dying. You were right. Bloody hell, it was only Budweiser. And so I died. Why am I still speaking gibberish?
Right, we're going to go on to our next game called Should Have Said, which will require Michael and Will to the stage. Round of applause. So, for Should Have Said, what's going to happen is if I say the phrase Should Have Said, they have to change the thing they last said. So, for example, Michael, how was your day today?
It was alright.
Should have said.
Shit.
Should have said.
Who are you?
Should have said.
Where am I?
And you get the idea. Right. So, can I have a crisis for these two to be in?
Earthquake.
Earthquake? Oh, can I get an advance on earthquake?
Massive earthquake.
Alright, it's not just an earthquake, it's a really big one, so... take it away.
I think that was an earthquake.
I think it was. It's terrible. I think it's at least a 5 on the Richter scale.
I would say a 6.
Should have said.
A 7.
Should have said.
An 8.
Should have said.
How far do you want to go with this?
Good job we brought this Richter scale watch.
Bought mine from JML last year. Aren't you glad I bought a second? That was a good Christmas.
Should have said.
That was a good Easter.
Should have said.
Why did I buy these at Easter?
Anticipation for our trip to San Francisco.
That's right. San
said.
Francisco. That's right. We're in San Francisco. It's funny that you chose the holiday along the fault line.
Yeah, well, you know, I considered it the most festive of the...
Should have said.
I considered it the least festive of the tectonic plate connections.
Fuck me at Christmas.
Should have said.
I love Christmas. You don't know me at all.
Well, why are we on the San Andreas fault line then?
Well, as we established, you brought us here.
I did bring us here.
Should have said.
I didn't bring us here. You know who did?
Who?
Obama.
Fucking Obama.
Obama.
Obamacare. Ha! More like Obama doesn't care.
Should have said.
That's genuinely a good idea.
42nd president of these United States.
That's right. Look at all this wreckage. Earthquake. More like he did that.
Should have said.
More like that was a geological accident, but I'm going to blame him anyway because I'm a fool. Or something like that.
I love scapegoating. It's the best at this time of year and in this geographical location. Not to say anything bad about San Franciscans.
We've all had fun tonight, guys. But remember, when the next presidential election rolls around, right, how many times has Romney caused an earthquake?
Should have said.
How many times has Donald Trump caused an earthquake?
Should have said.
How many times has unspecified Republican candidate number 3 caused an earthquake? Have a think about that, guys.
There was that maelstrom.
Which one was that?
You know, the maelstrom.
Oh, the maelstrom, yeah. The guy who did all the earthquakes.
Yeah.
Sad.
Terrible, really.
Should have said.
Fantastic. I loved it.
There are things that should have been said and there are things that shouldn't. Right! We're going to move on to our final game, which is called Time Lord, which requires everyone. So we're going to have like little piles of improvisers on either side of the stage. Draw an applause! Right, and can I have Dave and Tom to start us off in the centre? Right, in this, I have the power of Doctor Who, and I can move a scene forwards or backwards in time. So, what I want for this scene is, I'd like an occupation.
Prostitute.
I think Carer, that's down the same lines.
Comedy gold!
Landscape gardeners, excellent. But where is this landscape gardening taking place?
The hanging on the balcony.
Did I?
Hell!
Gardeners of Hell, excellent. Alright, take it away.
God, it's a bit hot here, isn't it? I'm surprised there are so many trees considering all the fire.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I was here last week, and like, there wasn't any fire there. I think they have it, like, the fire on every other week.
Yeah.
Just to save money or something.
Sometimes I think the devil just does it to show off.
Yeah. Have you seen the devil recently?
He's been above his station.
Absolutely.
He's coming in, he thinks he knows like who I am,
Yeah.
bossing me about.
Yeah, what I've done...
Get back to work, guys! I'm a devil, obviously! Sorry. Get back to work!
Listen, I would just like to...
I heard you complaining about the fire!
Yeah, okay, devil.
I do it to save money!
Devil, you can just demons. You put that down, just get rid of all the get-up. We know you're not the devil.
I am the devil!
Andy.
Okay, my name's Andy.
I just pretend just because nobody appreciates.
You're a gardener. You're a gardener like the rest of us. You're a gardener of hell, right? Do you know why you're in hell? Because you've done terrible, terrible things.
We all have.
As we all have.
Right, I'd like to go back, let's say 20 years to when they were all alive.
Well, hey, we're alive, guys! Isn't it great to be alive?
I know. I'll tell you what we should do, right? We should just spend the whole, I don't know, next 20 years of our life doing terrible, terrible things.
I'm going to do tax fraud.
Let's watch the new Michael Bay film.
I don't know who that is.
He's terrible.
Well, we'll meet him in hell then! Hey!
Wait, why do we want to go to hell?
I read it in Heat. Like, you know, they've got lawns, surprising number of trees from what I understand.
Apparently that's the niche in the market for the landscape gardeners.
Can we go to someone reading that issue of Heat a week earlier?
So this is interesting. That's all. Oh, well, James, just reading Heat.
Heat. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
it's the gossip magazine for hell.
Oh, right. They know they have one.
Well, no, they do. There's a clue in the title. It's called Heat. For hell. Is this what you want? So yeah, apparently, you know, the property prices in hell are pretty good these days.
Really? Yeah, quite cheap. Yeah, I'm alright, lads.
All right.
Do you want to buy some DVDs?
What DVDs?
What have you got?
I've got Born Supremacy. I've got Behind Enemy Lines with Owen Wilson.
Right. You see, I've already
Yeah.
seen that, and the main issue I find with it is that it's terrible.
Well, I'm off to sell it to some other people. Dante Alighieri, by the way. See you in the future, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the present day.
It's hot in here, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, we better get to tilling these roses of hate. What are you doing here?
I find a way out.
What?
Of hell. I
Where?
find a way out. Look, I'm gonna come back later. We're gonna do a breakout, okay? From hell. It's gonna be big. Be ready.
Okay, breaking hell, that's
What should we take? Well, no, hang on. The devil stole all of our possessions.
Can we have the devil inspecting their possessions?
I'm glad I fooled those people in the future.
I'm glad I'm your imp!
He likes it. It's how he ended up here.
Can I read that issue after you're done with it?
Yes!
Thank you.
I'm done with it now.
Inherently shit!
He shall stay in hell forever.
Indeed they shall!
Here's what I want you to do. When I come back and try and stage a breakout, I want you to give them all the copies of Heat that have ever been made.
Oh, that's the evilest thing I've ever heard!
Fucking drowning in celeb gossip.
Hi, you know, first,
I'm not the
long-time gardener.
I'm not the devil.
Just,
I'm an actor.
well...
Obviously he's an actor!
Shut up! The thing is, he's very good. It's very good. You're particularly. But the thing is,
You can hardly see the horns at all.
you did a little bit like with being the devil just then.
Let's just
just
wait a few, like 20 minutes. I'm sure you
Like,
guys
you look
will
like a
forget all
devil.
about it.
20 minutes later.
I've forgotten all about that. Anywho, now that we're gardeners in hell, you better get to tilling these roses of hatred.
It seems like that's all we'll do.
Unless we want to see the same scene again, can we go forward to the prison break in a week?
Guys, it's ready. I've got my associate here. His name is Imp.
I vaguely remember you, but I feel like
Perhaps my name isn't Imp!
No, it's his name's Mateusz. That's
I'm going to be honest with you, I find Imp a bit jarring.
it's very.
No, I just have all the issues of Heat for you!
Wow,
That's
that's
how we
so
get
many.
out of hell.
Guys, before we do break out the internal fires of hell,
Yeah.
does anybody need the toilet?
Can I put these
Is
down?
anybody halfway up the lake of fire and then somebody needs to piss? That's, you know, it's not what... Have you all been?
These issues of Heat are so heavy.
There's so many beach buddies!
In 10 minutes, I don't remember what that is! In select quotes!
10 minutes later.
Okay, so what you're trying to say is I'm not following him at all. Something about quotes.
Yes!
Okay.
Anyone holding an issue of heat after 10 minutes can only speak in quotes of a celebrity of his desire!
I'm glad that
She told me she was 18!
That's why you're here.
Can I just ask a question?
It's the economy, stupid!
Excuse me.
You can't prove I had that heroin on me.
Excuse me. What are you doing in my garden? What? This is my garden.
This is hell.
This isn't hell, mate.
No,
this is my garden.
it is. We're doing it. I'm sick.
Literally my biggest ambition in life is to be him.
You died, man. You died. You're dead. That's what's happened. You're
Virgil!
Jesus Christ.
What are you fucking doing, eh? What are you doing? Traipsing around Ralph!
Are you dead as well?
Yeah, I'm dead.
Do you guys know each other? Oh, that's really nice.
Do you want this issue of heat?
He's dead.
Thank you. I mean, I know enough from the celebrities in the night. Anyways. You're dead.
Yeah.
crazy, right?
No, he's just an actor.
Don't listen.
Hang on, no. When you were being the devil earlier, and I was pretty sure that you were the devil, you looked like the devil, you smelt like the devil, you sounded very much like the devil. You told me you were just an actor.
Fine, I'm the devil.
Ah! Bloody hell, he's the fucking devil.
Do you think this shit's easy? I have to look after you, bastards.
Nice tale. Alright, thank you. Do you want an issue of Heat?
Yeah, I'll read this issue of Heat for 10 minutes.
10 minutes later.
I can only talk in quotes now. Why have I done this to myself? Is what Michael Caine said last week.
Can we go a month back in the past to see the devil hatching this plan?
I don't think so.
So what do you need for all this stuff?
Can I help you anyway?
Oh, is this the imp guy?
Yeah, it's the up guy. I told him about his own write-up.
He's amazing.
Last Christmas party, right? Anyway, yeah.
Because I mean, what we need to do is we need to create a situation where they're going to be going for the £50,000 prize. And they need to imagine that they're in hell.
Okay, look, I know you're the professional, and I know I'm paying you an awful lot of money to plan this, but are you sure?
I'm quite sure.
It sounds like it sounds very
Oh
complicated.
no, you're the devil.
I am the devil.
You're the devil. I mean, you can do what you want. Because you are. You're the devil.
Sorry, I have to take this. Big dragon? Yeah.
Doing a great job. I really feel for you.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks very much.
We can make them read heat. No one else does.
Be quiet, Ronnie.
No, I like that. Okay. I am really struggling.
Okay. And then they go forward to our final moment in this epic tale, where they're about to receive the £50,000 prize and/or escape from hell.
Oh, we can spend money. I don't know. This is so much money. I'm going to buy a big bike. This is real money. New gardening tools. You've just got 50,000 pieces of paper and written a pound on them. What's the crack here, devil?
Welcome to hell, where the suffering is not as bad as they say up there, but it sucks.
Get pound notes.
Enjoy gardening and working in a stable, kind of enjoyable job for eternity, fucker.
I will. What's that?
What?
What's that door labelled exit?
Oh no, that's definitely it.
I think it's the exit. What's on the other side?
Look, guys,
You've got nothing to hide.
Hey guys, it's exit out! Quick! I can bring the
Goodbye.
Get ready for Prison Break, Season 11! Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a massive round of applause for all improvisers tonight in no particular order? Will Salter,